Hello student. Today we are going to discuss with the new chapter. Okay, today we are going to discuss with the new lesson that is of the fiber to fabric. Okay, this is the new lesson that we are going to discuss with that of the fiber to fabric. Okay, is this the very interesting chapter? Did you think that? Yes, it is a very interesting chapter. To understand that how the conversion from the fiber to fabric takes place. What is fiber? What is fabric? What are the cloths that we wear? Okay, if you see some examples to this, first before going to start with the concept, first I am going to give some of the examples to you. Okay, when you are meet your friends, some of your friends are wear the cotton cloth, right? Some of the friends of yours are wearing the cotton cloth, and some of the friends are wearing the nylon cloth, rayon cloth, silk. Some of them are wearing the silk cloth, wearing the silk cloth. Like that, here, so many of your friends are wearing the different types of cloths, right? How you identify that is that person is wearing the cotton cloth, and how you can identify that the person is wearing the silk cloth? Otherwise, take some example. You and your family members, like your parents, you will go to the shop. Okay. In the shop, if you ask to the shop member that we want some cloths, means they put lot varieties of cloths to you. Right? They are going to put lot varieties of cloths, different type of cloths to you. How can you tell that which cloth we want, or how can you identify that this particular cloth we want? How can you identify that? How can you identify that? Yeah, you are going to the shop. Okay, you are going to the cloth shop. You are going to tell that we want the cotton cloth. Okay, okay. Then the shopkeeper go and take the some cotton, different types of cloth. You're not asking to the shop member that we don't want, we want the cotton cloth. You are just going to the shop and you ask that we want such type of the cloth. They will put lot of the cloth, right? You want to identify that which is the cotton and which is the another type of the cloth. Is it? Okay, now we are going to, then you have the lot of confusion in your mind that how we are going to identify the cloth. How we are going to identify the fabrics. In this class, we are going to clear all your confusion of the selection of fabrics. Okay, shall we start discussing with the concept? What are the things that present in this chapter? Yes, we are going to now discuss with the concept of what are the things that present in the chapter. Okay, if you see, the first we want to know about what are fibers. Okay, first we are going to discuss about what are fibers. What are fibers means, if you see in the material, the thin strand of the thread-like structure. Okay, if you see that the thin strand of the thread-like structure, we can make up that thin strand into the more thinner strand. The thin-like structure, what you get in the materials. Okay, what you get in the materials, the thin-like structure, that we called as in fibers. What are fibers? The thin-like structure, what you get in the material of the cloth, that we called as in fiber. What are fibers? What are fibers? If you want to see, the thin strand of the thread, we can make further. Okay, we can make further into the thin strand. Still thinner strand. This we called as in fibers. What are fibers? We want to consider that what are fibers means, the thin strand of the thread we can made up of the still thinner strand. We can make that thread into the still thinner strand. That thread we called as in fibers. Hope you understand now what are fibers. What are fibers? Thin strand of the thread we can made up of still thinner strand. This we called as in fibers. After seeing in the fibers, there are two types of important fibers are there. What are the two important types of fibers means? One is the natural fiber and another one is the synthetic fibers. What are the two types of fibers we want? We have the two types of the fibers. One is natural fibers and another one is the synthetic fibers. Now we are going to discuss with what is natural fibers and again we want to discuss with what is synthetic fibers. If you see what is this natural fibers means, the fibers that we can obtain it from the nature. The fibers are the material that we can obtain it from the nature. We call that material or that fibers are the natural fibers. What are natural fibers? One more time I am just telling the definition what is natural fibers. The fibers which are obtained from the nature. The fibers which are obtained from the nature, then that type of fibers we call it as an natural fibers. What are natural fibers? The fibers which are obtained from the nature, then that type of fibers we call it as an natural fibers. Example for natural fibers. Some of the examples I written. Cotton, silk, jute. These are the some of the example for the natural fibers. First of all, understood what is natural fiber? What is natural fiber? The fiber which is obtained from the nature. If you see cotton, that is obtained from the nature. Cotton balls. We are growing the cotton plants. In that cotton plants, we get the cotton. And also if you see the silk, that is silk is obtained from the silkworm. Jute fiber, it is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. Like that, if the fibers are obtained from the nature, if the fibers are obtained from the nature, then that type of fibers we call it as an natural fibers. What are natural fibers? The fibers that is obtained from the nature, we call it as an natural fibers. And the next type of the fibers I written is the synthetic fibers. Or we can call it that as an artificial fibers also. The first is natural fibers. After that, we are going to discuss with the synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers is also called as an artificial fibers also. What are synthetic fibers? The synthetic fibers is also called as an artificial fibers. How we are going to define the artificial fibers or synthetic fibers means the fibers which is obtained from the man. That means obtained from the man-made things. The fibers which is obtained from the man-made things, then that type of fibers are called as an synthetic fibers or artificial fibers. What are artificial fibers or synthetic fibers? The fibers which are obtained from the man-made substances. The fibers which are obtained from the man-made substances, then that type of fibers we call it as an synthetic fibers. What are synthetic fibers? The fibers that are obtained from the man-made substances. Then such type of fibers we call it as an synthetic fibers. Example for synthetic fibers is rayon, nylon, artificial silk. These three are the important example for the artificial fibers. Okay. Now we are going to discuss one by one. Now we are going to discuss the one by one fibers. The first we are going to discuss with the cotton. Okay. Did anyone see that the plant of the cotton? Did anyone see where this exactly the plant of the cotton will grow? If you see that where exactly the cotton trees are grow means it grow in the black soil and in the warm climate only. Where this exactly the cotton trees are grow means the cotton trees are grows in the black soil and almost in the warm climate. Therefore, the climate condition for the growing of the cotton trees is not like that. In any of the climate we can grow. No. In any of the climate, the cotton trees will not grow. If it is grow also, it doesn't give the seeds. Therefore, what is the climatal condition for the cotton trees? The climatal condition for the cotton trees is warm climate. And what is the type of the soil used for to grow the cotton trees? The soil which is used to grow the cotton trees is black soil. What is the soil we are using? We are using the black soil. And what is the climatal condition? The climatal condition is of the warm climatic condition. Therefore, you can grow the cotton trees in the Bangalore? No. Why? In the Bangalore, we don't have the specific climate also and not the specific soil also. Therefore, can you give some of the example for this specific condition and the specific climate and for the black soil? Can you give in such examples where you get that warm climate and also in the black soil? Okay, we see the some of the examples for the where we can grow the cotton plants, where we have the black soil as well as the warm climate. In these two conditions only the cotton is grown. If you see that, what is that exactly the gaining means? G-I-N-N-I-N-G-E, gaining. What is this exactly gaining means? The separation of the seeds by combing. You know that if you see the cotton trees, that cotton trees first, if you see the cotton tree, the tree first gives the fruit of the cotton. Okay, that cotton fruit is again that it converted into the cotton, that fruit. First you get the fruit. Okay, the cotton fruit you will get. That fruit is again converted into the comb. That means the cotton comb. If you want to separate the seeds, we are going to remove that seeds. Did anyone see that cotton fruits and cotton comb? If you see the cotton comb and the cotton, that means you have the black color seeds that present in it. If you see the cotton, that black color seeds are present in the cotton. What is that gaining means? The process of separation of that black colored seeds from the cotton is called as an gaining. What is gaining? The process. But if you see what is gaining means, the process of separation of that black colored seeds from that cotton comb, we call it as an gaining. And also, if you see that the place where the cotton trees are grow means, if you see that all the cotton trees that when it is not in the fruit, I am telling, when it is on the comb, that all the fruits are converted into the comb. Then if you see that it is looking like the eyes, all the eyes that are present in the land. Okay, in that black color soil, all the eyes are present in somewhere like that. If you see the cotton trees, the comb. First of all, the two things understood here. The one is where exactly the cotton is grow and what is the exact climatal condition for the growing of cotton trees. One thing is what is the soil we are used to grow the cotton, that is black soil. And what is the climatal condition required? The climatal condition required for the grow of the cotton is warm climatal condition. Again, what is that gaining? The process of separation of the seeds, the black colored seeds that present in the cotton by combing. That we call it as an gaining. Understood the concept? Now we are going to discuss with the next important thing. The next important natural fiber. The first important natural fiber we discussed about the cotton. The next important natural fiber is the jute. What is the jute? Jute is also an important natural fiber. For this, all the things I will show you one video. Okay, how the cotton is grown, how the jute is grown. Everything I will make one video and I will show to you. First, see the definitions, where we grow and all the concepts. Then we will see the video to relate it to this. Okay. After that, we are going to discuss with the next important natural fiber, that is the jute. This is the next important fiber. What is this exactly? The jute means the jute is obtained by the stem of the jute plant. If you see the jute plant, did you any of you see the jute plant? Okay, in the jute plant, you get this fiber. Where? That also in the stem. In the stem, we discussed the part of the we are discussing with the diagrammatical representations of the plants, right? In that we discussed with the stem also. In the jute plant, we get the jute in the stem. It is obtained, the jute is obtained by the stem. And where we grow this jute plant more means we are going to grow the jute plant more in the West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Where we are going to grow this jute plant, we are going to grow the jute plants more in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. These are the three important regions where we are going to grow the jute plant. The one we discussed about the cotton, the natural fiber. The next is the jute. And also the one important thing we want to discuss is about the silk. Okay, silkworm. You know, the silk is obtained from the silkworm. And also nowadays the artificial silk is also prepared. Okay, which is the first country which give this artificial silk means the China. Okay, the China is the first country which gives the artificial silk. Before that, we don't know how we are going to get the artificial silk. After that, China only prepared the first artificial silk to us. Okay. After that, the next important process we are going to discuss is the spinning. S-P-I-N-N-I-N-G. Spinning. What is this exactly? The spinning means the process of making the yarn. Y-A-R-N. Yarn. What is this yarn? What is the thing that you get? Consider that you are getting the some cotton balls, right? That what you obtain at the cotton. You make that cotton ball into the thin thread-like structure, right? The thin thread-like structure, what we make, that we call as an yarn. The thin thread-like structure, what we are going to prepare from the cotton or from the jute or anything, that we call as an yarn. Which are the devices which are used to make the spinning is, one is charka. You know the charka. Okay, you know the charka. And another one is called as the takli. These are the two important devices which are used to for the spinning. Which are the two important devices we are used for the spinning means, the first one is takli and the another one is the charka. These are the two important devices which are used to make the spinning. And also if you see that the government of India to encourage this one, to encourage the khadi class, that means cotton class. To encourage the cotton cloth weavers, the government of India, the constituted a one body to explain this one, to give the importance to the khadi items, that we call it as an Khadi and the Village Industries Commission. Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Khadi and Village Industries Commission in 1956. In 1956, the government of India give much more importance for the cotton cloth. That is the thing which is obtained from the charka and takli. Okay. They are going to ban the British fabrics. Okay, to ban the British fabrics in that time in 1957, and to stop the influence of the British on to the India, the government of India give the importance to the weaving of the cotton cloth, weaving of the silk cloth, like that. For that, giving to the importance, they construct the one committee. That committee, the commission or committee, we call it as an Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Khadi and Village Industries Commission. It constructed in the 1956. Okay, I think hope you everything this all the things you are understood. Now we are going to discuss about the weaving. Some of you are see that, right? The weaving machines. It makes the sound of tuck 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 tuck, like that. It makes the sound, right? For the weaving of cloth. Before days, that means before 150 years or 200 years back, they are going to weave the cloth by the hand. That we called as in looms, hand looms. That means the cloths are made by the weaving by the hands. That we called as an hand looms. Nowadays, the cloths are prepared or the cloths are weaving by the use of the current. That we called as an current looms. There are two types of looms are there to weave the cloths. What are the two types of the looms to weave the cloths? One is the hand looms. Hand looms means the cloths are weaved by the hands. That we called as an hand looms. What are current looms? The cloths are prepared by the use of the current. That we call as an current looms. And what is this exactly weaving means? What is exactly weaving means? Arranging two sets of the yarns together to make a fabric. Okay, now the fabric concept comes. If any two of the yarns are combined each other, if any of the two yarns means the thread-like structure, if any of the two thread-like structures are coming to join each other to make a new fabric, that we are called as in weaving. What is weaving? Arranging two sets of the yarns together to make a fabric. Arranging two sets of the yarns together to make a fabric we called as in weaving. I said that we have going to weave the cloth by the two looms. One is the hand loom and another one is the current loom. After that, knitting, that means making you just know the example of making the sweaters, right? To making the sweater, we are going to knitting. Okay, we are going to that means we are going to make the sweater by using the knitting. We are going to knit it. Okay, this is also the one of the process for the construction of the fabric. Okay, if you see whole the history, if you see how it only the history of this fabric comes is, first of all we get the cottons, right? We get the cotton rolls from the cotton plants. If that cotton rolls is ginning means separating the seeds by the combing process. Just you want to comb that one, you just separated that black seeds. First the cotton rolls are getting to the ginning. Then you get the fibers, the thread-like structures. First you have the cotton rolls. That cotton rolls you are going to do the ginning. After the ginning it is converted to the fiber. After the fiber is spinning. Spinning means the process of making the yarn. It means the thread. Okay, the threads. After the spinning you get the yarn. After the yarn, if you are going to the process of knitting or the process of the weaving, you get the fabric. Okay, this is the whole history of the making the fiber to the fabric. Understood? If you see the video, I said that I am going to show you the video to explain this concept. Okay, now I am going to show you the video to see the concept of how we are going to convert the fiber to the fabric. Okay, now I hope you enjoy the video and understood all the concept of the fibers to fabric. No doubt in this concept. And next in the class we are going to start with another new chapter with the new concept and new information to you. Up to that, bye student and thank you.